Oh, that was instant. Hello. That was not meant to be that transition. We'll try that again. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Oh, yeah, this one today. So I have a little bit more than just a coffee this afternoon. I have a nice big drink of squash as well. Right, get started then, shall we, with our size matters. But also, size, it's what you do with the regions. I don't know. There's a joke to be made there, I don't know. So, neighboring regions must have different areas. So, like, we've got that straight away. So that, I see. So this 2 can't go down, because then it's touching. So that means we can do that. That's a nice start. This is going to have to come out. These 2 4s can't touch, so that means this can't go down to this 4. So that is part of here. I suppose it could be a 3. Maybe this 3 is the better thing to look at, because this 3 can't connect up. So that is forced to be there. We have a 1. And then, yeah, we've got 4 there and another 1. Nice. So, can't go to the right of this 4, so we can put a wall in there. We can't go up there, so it has to do a little wiggly, so we're left with a 1. This 4 can't go up now, so it has to go to the right. Get a nice purple to match. So that is that 4 complete. This 4 can go up there, and we've got another 1 here. This 4 now can't go to the right, so that completes like so. And then we have this 3, which will make red. Fill in there. Got a 2 there. Boy, is your brain melting from the heat? Ooh, okay. So these need to be connected. As do them. As do them. But then they can't be touching anywhere else. So that, and that can go across there, and then that fills out that. They're all going to be connected. This 5 comes out down here. That's 4, so we'll pick that up as its last 5. This is going to be a new region. It can't go either of those directions, so it has to only go up. It then can't go up again. So go to the left and then up again, and then to the left. And this can fill out at the top there. Yum. Ooh. There's something interesting going on with this. So, like, there's going to be some sort of weird... No, I don't think it can be. What's wrong, Mokita? Are you on delay again? Maybe it's actually sort of like something like this. No. That works though. Okay, cool. Just put it on like 2 times speed for a bit. Gotcha. That's a fairly good way of doing it. These as different regions. Well, this can't be a 1 down here, so the 2 can't go to the left. It also can't be 2. It also can't be 3 at that point. It also can't be a 4. That 2 is now finished. So that could be the complete size of that. This 3 can now come out. This 4 has to come out. This, again, can't be a 1, can't be a 2, can't be a 3. Possibly connects up with this. This 3 comes out there, that 2 comes out there. Yeah, now there's 4 there. That one becomes 1. Sorry, 1 second. Let's just having a look around. All kept. Ooh, got range. All regions have an area between 2 and 3. So that's gonna be a 3. This is gonna be interesting with the size separation, because there's gonna have to be. So, like, this can't have any 3s surrounding it, but it's all got to be 2s. So this will be another 2, which can't go to the left there. This is going to have to be a 3. This will also have to be a 3 here, which can't go to the left. That forces that to go to the left. That's now at 2 there. This has to be a 3, so that will have to go that way. Which now means that needs to be flanked by 2s. This will be a 3 down here. This will be a 2 here. This will get flanked by 3s. The 2. Squeezes a 3 and the 2 there. It's a fancy pillar at the middle. Break all these up. Got a 1 at the top. That 2's completed. 3, 5. That has to work its way around this 3. Connect to that 5, otherwise it's not got anywhere else to go. This 3 can't go to the right, so it has to go up. This 3 can't go up, so it has to go right, which now means it's touching this 3. This 3 can't go up. Can't go up there either. This is now going to have to be a 2 and a 1. These 2 4s can't touch. So this 4 is limited on where it can go like that, which puts this 4 there. And we've got 2 and a 1. One. 2 and a 3. 4 and a 2. This is going to have to escape out of here. Can't be a 2. Can't be a 3. Can't be a 4. Gives us 2 finished. The 4 is finished. This can't be a 1, so that has to come out. Can't be a 2. Can't connect to this 3, so that 3 is a separate region. That completes that. It's a 5. This also can't be a 1. Could be a 2. This can't be a 1. Can't be a 2. Could be a 3. Actually, it is a 3, I think. Because if it goes up at all, it forces this 2 to be connected to multiple 2s. So that is a 3. We've got a 1 there. That wraps around the top there, and we've got a 2 at the bottom. Now we've got it with polyominoes. Well, this can't go to the right. It's like, it's a sort of pseudo 3, right? So it can't go to the right, otherwise it's touching another 3. So it has to go down. And then it will have to go right to make the shape. Now this can only go to the right. This has to go down and then to the left. This can't go up or left, so it has to go down. Then it goes left or right. No, it doesn't go right, because then it touches another 3, so it goes left. This 3 now can't go up, so it has to go left, and those do connect. This 2 can't go down, otherwise it leaves a 2 space, so that goes up. This can't be 3 along the bottom, so that's a 1 and a 2. This one has to go up, I think, because if it goes down, it's either, yeah, it's either a 3, 2, which touches in the middle, or 3 1s. So that goes up. And this has to be, again, a 1 and 2s. Go. Ooh. Left or right, or sort of up. Let's do this a little bit. Yeah. Shaped bank. This has to come out, and that has to come out. But then we have options. Actually, no, we don't. This blue. It can't go down because otherwise none of the shapes fit. So that has to go to the right. Which means now this is forced to go to the right. It has to go 1 more to not be another 3 region. That now gives us this, which has to be a big L. this is going to be another. No, it can't be a small L. It can't be a big L, so it's going to have to be a medium L going that way. This is going to have to be a small L because it's touching a big and a medium once it protrudes out. This is going to be a big L. It's in there. This one will have to be a medium L. This one we're not sure about. This one doesn't have space to be a big L, so it'll have to be a small L. Which now actually does finish this off as a big L and a medium L. There we go. Yeah, can't click through the trees. There we go. Oh, shape bank. Got a nice thing to start us off with. And well, these are both 5, these two shapes on the right. So this is going to have to be filled in with L, the small these L's somehow. And it's going to have to be a way to do it where they don't touch either. So there's a lot to try and squeeze in. I think that's probably how it's done. And then there's only a little bit of ambiguity up at the top. But all the others, I think, are correct. We're just going to figure out what goes in these spots probably next. Well, this can't be the W, right? There's no space for it. So it's just a matter of how do I fit this shape. I think it fits in like that and only that. Great. I think that's correct. And then we've got to flank that with the 3s. This now comes out here. Could be a W. Could it be the other shape? Yes. Okay. This red at the top, can it go left? No. Because then this only has one place it can go. That leaves a single. So this has to go up and left. Still doesn't. There's too much more. A bit of W in there. Oh, hang on. Okay. I think that's impossible. So you have your W. And then this has to be red, but this can't extend out. And it can't be the other shape, because then you're left with a 1. So this has to go onto the right hand side. And then that's probably that. And then you'd have the owl there. Then you'd have this. It's either one of those. So this is set, at least. And there will be a wall there. That's never going to be blue. That's never going to be part of the 5. Because it's either blocked off from here or it's touching. So that's going to be red. I have to extend out one, which gives us a wall there. That gives us that finished as a W. This can't go down to the, or up on the right hand side. Because it would touch another 3. So that's that. This is a 3. These are both blues. These are both blues, and that's a blue. So this has to connect here to make the W. This is now a separate region with a red here. That's blue there. That can only really fit in like that, so that puts a red here. That puts blue there and finish off with red. Nice. So 3 difficulty shouldn't be too bad. Where do I start? We've got this. Maybe this could be a better way to start. No, probably not, because it could do that. It could also do that. It could also do that. That's got lots of options. That one's also not exactly super restricted. Do either of them. Could also do it the opposite way down. This one also has lots of options. That's going to have lots of options. And this has lots of options. Where do we even start with all of this? Tricky because I don't know. I can't see anything that's causing like an immediate conflict, I guess. So yeah, that could fit in. I mean, all of these big shapes are 5s. Maybe that is somewhat helpful. Maybe this one's actually more limited than I realize. Could be. That puts a lot of pressure on where it can go, actually. Yeah, okay. I think this is that shape. Because I don't think there is anywhere else it sort of fits without it then colliding into one of these other shapes. Okay, well, let's try that. And then that puts pressure on this one for where this can go. So now it can only go across the bottom. Still don't know if it goes up here or here, but it does give us so much, which then limits where this can go. So this has to go up at least 3. And then can't be a T at the top because then it connects with this. Can't be a T going to the left because then it again connects with that. So it has to go to the right. Which now gives us where this goes. So that's 2 in there, a 2 here. That's a 1 down here. This is not limited, I feel. Maybe it is. But it could do something like that. Two, 1, 3 on the bottom. Well, that doesn't work. But it can't go all the way to the top. So it needs to at least go 1 down. And it's not going to go to the right at all here. Or here. Okay. It probably gives us something to do with up here as well, at least. So this one feels more limited. In fact, it feels so limited, I genuinely can't see how it fits in. So maybe I am wrong somewhere. Yeah, none of this is looking like it could fit to me. I think I'm wrong somewhere. Like, this can fit. But then that doesn't quite fit there. So yeah, this is a tricky one. Even though it's only a 3, supposedly. Let's check. Yeah, there's at least one mistake. I think I must have gone wrong all the way back at the start. Can this go in any other way? Oh, it could do that. Right? Oh no, not entirely. Ah. Like that. And then that fits in there. That fits in here. No, that's not right. That works though. And then this can still fit there. This still fits here. Now this doesn't fit though. Yeah, that's not right. It's also not right. Oh, I think this works. Yeah, I think this might be it. Goes down there. This goes to the right. No, not quite. That fits in there. This can fit in at the bottom. Yeah, there we go. That all fits now. So now we just need to fit in these twos to make everything work. There we go. Now I'll make all these the right color, please. There we go. It's better. Yay! Little cluster here. So 3. Well, this 3 is actually a good place to start because it can't go to the left or down, so it goes right. This 2 is completed. This 4 can't go down onto the right, so it has to go up. No, oh, no, it has to connect with this 4. Okay. And this 5 will have to connect with this 5. This 2, though, can't connect with this 2, so that does go to the left. This 3 is a little trapped just now. It's gonna have like that, and then it's a 3 there. Oh no, that's what I was missing. Okay, this 3 can't go up, so it has to go left and down. Just 4 there. Yeah, and that can't be a 1, so that has to be that. There we go. It's our first part of the window then. Ooh. These 2s on the right feel like the best place to start because none of them can extend into this joining bit. So we've got walls out there and all of those 2s fill in. There has to be a 3. This 2 can't go up. No, this 2 can't go down. There are 1s. Neither of these 2 can go to the left. This now can only go up. This can only go left. This can't go left, otherwise it leaves it 2. Yeah. What about this one? Neither of these 2 can enter that square. None of these 3s can enter this square. Because even though there could be some that are connected, namely like these 2 at this point now, they can't pass through that middle bit to do so. So that 3 has to go around the top. This 3 now goes around the bottom. Just fill them in. This 2 like so. This 3 has to connect up there. This 3 can't go down, otherwise it blocks this 4 in. Go. Oh, just having a quick drink. Also going to have a little stretch. 1 minute. Just a little stretch. Oh, this one's a 4. Okay, we're getting onto the harder bits now. Got a 1. They're nice and easy. This can't be a 1 in the bottom right. That's got to extend. It can't be a 2, can't be a 3, can't be a 4, can't be a 5, can't be a 6, can't be a 7, but it could, well, no, sorry, it could be a 7 if it connects up to the 7 there. But we have stuff we can go off. So that 2 goes up, that 3 goes up. This 4 has to come out, this 5 has to come out. 6, I'm not sure about. This 4 completes. This 5 keeps going out. 6 keeps going out. This now has to connect to that 7, so that's good. This 6, it can't fit in this area here. So it's going to have to connect up with here. These 2 are connected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can do so like that, and that still leaves the 5 room. So 5 goes there, 6 goes around the top. Now we can start working on this 2 and this 3. This 4 could wrap all the way around the back there, but 5 and the 6 need to grow out the other side. So that's a 4, 5 at least. Same with this 4, 5 at least. Now this 6 is trapped without connecting to this 6, so these 2 have to connect. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. This can't be a 1, so it's going to have to go down to there. That completes the 6. And then I think 5 goes there, 4 goes there. Yeah, because it's exact. Oh, ooh. It's a dinosaur. Yeah. Let me give him a face. Dinosaur. Right. Give it a 1. We've got a 3 that comes out. Can't go to the right, so that's going to go up. I don't want to make it green. Get little green days. We're going to one over here. Purpley tail, I don't know. 5 here, which is going to have to connect to this 5. Separate ones. These 3s could be connected. On the tail, needs to be at least 2. Could be 3. But it could be 2 with a 3. So, unsure there. Something more useful maybe. This 5 is going to have to at least take this one. Could take more if it doesn't take some of these. It needs to at least take that. This 3, actually, is incredibly limited. Same with the other 3 in the other corner, right? They can only go there because they're penned in by these other 3s. Didn't see that. So they are... These 2 3s could connect. This 3, though, is more limited. It can only go right, left even, once. Can't go down. Can't go right. So it has to go up at least 1. What wall's in there? Oh, it can't go up again, because there's that 3 there. Good. This 3 is a bit restricted. No, it's very restricted. Can't go down, connects with another 3. Goes right. Can't go down again, connects with another 3, so it has to go up. That gives us a 5 in the top here now. Now this 3 is forced, can't go anywhere but right, which now means it does need to connect with that. This 3 is now also forced, it can't go left, so it has to go to the right. This 2 is now forced, this 3 goes up. There's a spot here that is 3 big, and it can't be 3. That can't be a 1, so that's going to have to be a 2, and that would be a 1. It's a 1. This... Yeah, this 5 is forced, because it can't go up 1. So otherwise this 5 can't fit in. So that's 5 there. So 1 there, and that's another 5. Oh, that could be the 3, actually. No, it can't be the 3, because if the 3 goes over, it connects with the other 3. So that is... I was right. That's a 3, that's a 5 there. And now we have these 3s to figure out. So this 3 can't go all the way over to the right, so it has to connect with that 3. That's a 2, that's 3 there. Here we go. Let's cut our little dino in. Wanna make him a little dinosaur proper. Give him yellow spikes. There we go. A little scaly thing. I know so. Oh, hello, Ken. Oh, what's wrong with YouTube? Is it just not loading? Oh, you just can't do any chat. Huh. Very strange. Okay. Maybe what I can do, hang on. This is something I've been trying to experiment with. Oh, even the Mina stream. Oh. Right, so let me set this thing up. So I have had, if I swap to this scene quickly, I've set up a little chat thing, Twitch, YouTube, cross chat. So what I can do is I can try and bring that in. That's not going to quite work. Hang on, I have an idea. Let me have a quick bit. You know what? Let's see. So there we go. There's the chat. Game stream. But then I'm gonna have to tell you like what the rules are, which is the only problem. Like I could shrink these down. Oops. I could just like. Yeah, but that's weird. What's going on there? Oh. Moving how I expect. What's going on? Why is this not working? Okay. Yeah, I could do that. What's that? So, yes, technically, but it's apparently against Twitch's terms of service to do so. But it's also against the terms of service in the way that it's only if someone reports it as such, but I don't know. It's something. Right, so range, size separation, 3 to 4 range. So we can start with this little bit, I suppose. It's going to be sort of similar to one of the puzzles earlier, where you've got like the patchwork kind of thing. So like whatever, yeah, okay. So whatever this blue region is, whether it's a 3 or a 4, all of these surrounding it have to be the opposite. But because of these walls, none of them are going to be able to connect to each other. So that means I can say there's a wall there, for example, and a wall here. And then these will be the same as whatever this one ends up being. That means then this has to be a blue here. This will have to be yellow. This will have to be blue, which will be connected with this blue. This yellow has to extend at least to 3. Blue has to extend. This has to be blue. This has to be yellow. This has to be blue. Right, there we go. We have our polarity. Yellow is 3. Blue is 4. Do this with the channel. Put it on the bottom. So wonky. Oh. Thing is, they're moving different on my preview compared to what's actually showing on the stream. It's really weird. They're not synchronous. Yeah. Oh, dude. Okay. So, yellows are 3s, blues are 4s. Do we have anything? Any way to make use of that? I think potentially on this corner there is something I can figure out. So if this blue goes up or left to connect with this, that means this now has to be yellow, but then that means the other side has to be blue, which is now connected with another blue, so that doesn't work. So this has to be blue and the sides need to be yellows, which now forces this blue to be that shape. This yellow has to come out there. This has to be blue, and that completes as a 4 there. This yellow has to go into this corner, otherwise we can't put anything else there. So this blue comes over to here. This yellow needs to now go down that way. This blue comes down there. That yellow goes there. This blue comes out like so, and then the yellow completes it. Yay! do that for, I guess. Looks like it's going to be similar logic just from a get-go. Minimum of 5. Not quite the same, but sort of. So there are these 2 bits. And then there's that. But I feel like that's a little bit of a false kind of initial position. Because the more... There's this whole bit in the section where there's a lot of walls. And you have a minimum of 5, which is pretty dang high. And so this bit in the middle, right, can't have a loop back on these bits, which means that is the only way you can fit 5 in the middle. So that is actually a starting point. Then we can start looking at these bits. So this is a 3. Can't go up because it's looping back on itself. Has to go down. Can't go right because it's looping back on itself. Has to go down. Now this is a single, so it has to take that. It could extend out multiple ways here. Let's now look at this. This is a 4. Can't go down because it's looping back on itself, so it's doing the same as down here, except up. And again, dealing with a 1. And then can't go that way, but can go this way. Now we've got more dead ends to work with. Let's start with this one, maybe. So that's 3. No, it's not quite. This one. That's 3, 4 even. It could wrap all the way around like that. I think this is a better spot to look at. So those 2 have to be 2 separate regions. So now this is a 4, so it has to at least go to there, 5. This is a 3. If this was a new region, it couldn't fit in. And it stops this from growing. So this lilac has to come down to here. So then we've got this stretch on there. I'm completely ignoring the size separation. So size separation rule. Yeah, so we've got 5, 5, and 5. So that means this needs to extend at least 1. Could be 2. Okay, no, I think I was right with looking at this stretch down the side. That just highlighted that I had been ignoring a rule, which at the moment doesn't apply. So, this shape at the bottom, it can go over to the left one, potentially, but then it can't go down or up. So this has to be another region. It can't be this green region, because then you trap these two together as 5s. But it also can't be part of this lilac region because it's wrapping back on itself. So it is a new region. And it has to be, yeah, it has to be at least 5, which would be that. But then you have ambiguity. But it can't be the whole stretch, right? So that means it's going to have to be 5 there. This is going to have to stretch out to be 6. And then that's 5 at the top. Okay. So now this needs to extend because that's a 6 touching a 6. That needs to at least go to the right. I think this is going to be the same with this. That means to be at 7 now. And it can't go any further. So that is complete. And a region here. And this is another region. That has to be at least 5. This is going to have to be part of this green region. So that's 7 at least, but it's touching the 7, so it has to be more than 7. It has to go down to maybe 8. This is a 5. Could be a 6. But this could be a 9, right? But this is going to have to extend because this can't go back on itself, so that has to fill out. So that is a 9. That's an 8. That's a 5. No, a 6. There's another one there, right? Oh, it was just that one that I didn't do. I did the 4 first instead of the 3. Ah! Ugh. I'm upset by this. There's so many 3s. There's 3s everywhere. Okay, so, I mean, we can have that as 1. That would be a 3 next to it. But then these can't be 3s. You can't have like a 1. Oh, you could have a 1 there and a 2 there, I suppose. You have a 2 and a 1. Actually surprisingly tricky. So let's say you do that, 2 and a 1. That would make a 3 there. And you'd have to have like a 1 and a 2 there. That would be a 3. That makes this impossible, I think. Yeah. Now that you've seen me alone, now that you've seen me with you, oh, I can be okay with this. So that has to go that way instead and be a 1 there. That makes that 3 instead. This is a 2. and a 1. That's a 3. That's a 2 and a 1. This will have to be a 3. This can be a 2 now. That's a 1. That'll be a 2 and a 1. This will be a 2 and a 1. That'll be a 3. This? I've not heard this Celeste remix before. Got lyrics. New. Different. Right. So back to what I was looking at. So this, yeah, that is a 1. This will be a 2. That'll be a 1. A 2. This now can be a 3. That has to be a 2. That's a 1. That's a 2 and a 1. Right, a nice look. 2. We've got a load of 1s to start with. All of these 2s as well, actually, are all going to need to be filled in. Because if any of them weren't, you'd have 2 1s next to each other, which... So then we can start filling these in. Which I want as another colour. So... So they're flanked by 2s and 1s, you could. I mean, you could... Is one of them going to be completely filled in? The other one's somehow split. I don't know. It's like you've got all of these unflicker points. So then how do you resolve that? Ah, I see. That is a 2. Give me a blue. Yep. And that's a silver window. So 1's in. And the 2s. And then we've got some same kind of logic. So this can't be 1, can't be 2. Can't be 1, can't be 2. Oops. This little bit makes it feel weird. No, because that can join up like that. Okay. 1, 2, at least 3. Can't be 1 there, so that has to keep going. This can't be 3, so yeah, these are going to connect there, and then going to have a single one in the middle. Okay. Ooh. These are all Brown pillars. Set a brown pillar. Yeah. These two aren't, so let's do these two. Oh, they're actually quite easy. I was expecting them to be hard with being hidden away. Fours. So we're going to have to fit these fours in a way that means they don't clash with each other. So it'll be like fours and twos. I suppose you could have like 2 ones. No reason that can't be true. I kind of don't want to just scribble stuff in, but that works, I think. Yeah, there we go. Hello, Asher. Welcome. Ooh, interesting. 10 and 10. 11 and 14. So... It's just that. It's just that. Surprisingly easy compared to the other one. To this one. Oh, hello, rose windows. Well, let's start by splitting all of them up. Can't be connected. And then some of them have to grow. What about... I'm looking at this middle one. Right. I'm wondering if it can just be 3. I don't think so, actually. 'Cause if that's 3, that's 1. So that has to be 2. That's 1. So that has to be 2. That's 1. Oh no, that does work. I don't know why I thought that didn't, but... Oh god. Okay, lots more windows. Yum. So... This can't be 1. This also can't be 1. That can't go any further, so that is 2. This now can't be 2. That has to be at least 3. This can't be 1, can't be 2. And it can only go up to be 3. This can't be 1. It's forced to be 2. This could be 1. This can't be 1 or 2. Forced to be 3 there. Can't be 1. Could be 2. Could be 1.
I've been watching you a while since you walked into
Put a wall there because that can't go back.
Monday morning when first
Like, it does seem almost rotationally symmetric.
But you shielded me, and that was the beginning.
This bottom left.
Do you still remember?
Can't be one, so it does need to at least extend. If it were to go... Hang on. No, something easier than that. This can't be a 2. Yeah. Connecting with 2 2s. So it has to be a... Same is true with this. It's already connecting with a 2. And this. So... Oh. This one could be... No. No, it can't be a 3, because it's connected to a 3. It can't be anything more than a 3. It can't be a 2. So it is a 1. This now has to go up, because it's the only one can take that center square. It can't go to the left, because then it either stays like that, which is a 3 connecting to another 3, or it has to then pick up another, because it's the 3 connection to a 3, it's instead of 4, but then that leaves a 1 down here. So this does not go to the left. If it went down, it would have to keep going down. Which is fine. Except that blocks this to either being a 3 or leaving a 1. So that doesn't work. So it doesn't go all the way down. It is a 2. Which means now this has to be a 3 at least. This has to be... Can't be a 2 either way. Can't be a 3. Oh, this is a 3 now, so that has to keep going to be a 4. Has to keep going to be a 5, in fact. Now this doesn't work. I've done wrong. No. Everything is correct so far. Okay. So maybe this is just a 2. Maybe I did something wrong there. That could be a 5. Yeah, and then there's 2 on the left. Ugh. That was just a silly mistake on my half. Oh. Oh no. Got one more white pillar just hiding under the trees here, I think. All the others are dark. So let's do this one. Whoop. So many. Right. Separate all of the blues again. All of... Oh. Immediately start connecting some of these together. That gives us a 2 to start with, so this has to be at least 3. Can't go any further. It is a 3. Hey. This can't be a 2, so that's a 3. This has to be a 2 because it can't be a 3 or any more. That is a 4 at least. No, it's a 4 dead on. Because if it was a 5, this would be a 2 connected to 2. So that's at least 3. This comes out here, that comes out here. That has to keep going up. Can't wrap around on itself to get the blue, so it has to go around to get this blue. 2 there. This is connecting to a 2 and a 3, so it does have to be a 4. And the same with this, connecting to a 2 and a 3 potentially, so it will be a 4. Oh no, okay. 2, so that has to be a 3, but then this can't be a How was I wrong? Okay, let's separate all of those blues again. That is set there. Those 2 are set. This can't be a 2. Can't go any further. It has to be at least 2. That's a 2. Can't go any further that way, that can come down. In fact, yes. We already said it had to come down, connected to a 2. So that's a 4 in the bottom. This could go up. No, it can't, because this bread can't go anywhere. So that has to go to the right. Go up. And that is a 3 trapped there. This can't go up because then it's next to 3s. Next to a 2 and a 4, so it has to be a 2 and a 3, so it has to be a 4. This red has to connect with that blue. It's fine. Did I put a wall in there when I didn't need to? So I could just go up like that, right? And then you'd have that, like, looping around. This would be a 2, which could be a 3. 4 there we go. Yeah, I think I must have just put a wall between those 2. Maybe that was my mistake. Okay. Yeah, I think that's that region done. At least for the white pillars. So we'll hop back and do some of the other puzzles, shall we? So we didn't do this big 6, so maybe round a half. So yeah, I reckon we try this big 6. Get the tricky one going, you know? Or we could try 7. What do we think? Anyone got an opinion? We got a 6 here. Let's do this 6. Oh, and the chat is slightly overlaying the grid, so let's. Yes, figured you might be. Whoop. Hang on. And squish these out of the way. So many numbers. Yes. I don't understand why this is so wonky. Like if I hang on, swap. If that's what I'm looking. Like the different. Never mind. Well, let's there we go. Now you're tucked in the corner. Okay, let's get started on this beast of puzzle. So we are not working with the previous rules now. We are just working with area numbers and polyominoes. So I feel like these squares are quite a good starting point because they're 9. And around the edge here, and these 4 in the middle, there isn't a single 9 among them. So they sort of have to, yeah, they can't connect with any of these numbers. But there is like a little bit of flexibility with how they can be assembled. But they all need to take up those sort of 4 squares in their sector. And I think that puts quite a bit of pressure on this 6 in the bottom corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can't, like, if it goes up, that 5 can't go out. If it goes to the right, this 4 can't go out. So it has to be those, like that, which also gives us that 9 square. And now that 5 comes out to there. This 4 is completed there. This 2 is completed. 7 has to come out to at least there. And that was good. But I'm not seeing anywhere else where I can play that same logic. Right. This 4 is not as pressured in the least. One thing it does tell me, though, actually, is this big square can't go down and to the right. In fact, it can't go to the right at all. Right? No, it could go to the right. And then the 4 could still get out there. You'd have 3 like that. That does work. But yeah, it can't go down and right, because then you've only got 3 to it. Which means this 4 does always take this. Let's put them in blue for now, so I've got something I'm working with. I think there is actually pressure on the 7 though. So even trying to sort of give it the most space it can, 3 can only do that. Giving that square. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 needs to at least get up to here. Let's give it a different color for the moment. So 7 gets up to here, which gives us a wall here. So now we know this has to go to the right. And we already said it can't go right and down, so it goes up. That gives us another square. That gives us the 3. Now gives us the 4. Gives us this 2 and this 3. And that also completes this 7, 6, 7. We have to get this 6 out here. This 5 also has to get out. This is actually not too bad. What's the next step, though? Unsure. I've just been brought a nice lolly. Not sure what flavour this is though. Red flavour. Gotta use a teeth a second. One moment. Ooh. That's some interesting flavour. I have no idea what it's meant to be. It's nice, but it... I cannot place it. Fruity. Or some sort. But we've got these fancy flavour ice lollies. Red flavour, yes. It could be blood, I suppose. Blood pop. Right. Where do we have some restrictions then? I think I can probably keep looking at this 6. So let's theorize. If this 2 went to the left, this 6 would have to get all the way to here. The 4 would be coming out here. This would have to extend up. This 5 would be limited where it can go. Should also limit that 2. That would extend that out to here. That's 4, 5 keeps going. That might work. That might just be it. So the alternative would be the 2 goes up, and then the 6 has a lot more space that it can do stuff with. Or it could go all the way up there. Have a 3 and a 2. The 5 would come up here, the 4. Yeah. Okay. That one does run its course at least. This one, the 4 gets trapped. Okay. So, I was right. This 2 goes to the left. Complete. 6 can squish out there. Complete. 4 squishes up. This key finishes up here. 5 goes along here. Has to come out this way, which gives us that. 2, 5 completes, 3 completes. 4 completes, 5 completes. This 3 is going to force this square to go up. This 3 is now forced to go down. That completes that square. This 3 is now locked in the corner. That's 2, that's 3, 2, 3, and 3. Hey! That didn't take long. That was like 10 minutes. I was expecting so much worse from a 6 puzzle. Oh, there's this one here. I missed this one. Yeah, we'll do some of these little random ones lying around that we can find. Yeah, see, there's this one as well. Oh, that's a 6, though. That is a 6. Okay. I'll let myself off from that. This one. No excuse on that one. So, 5 rows windows, 4 numbers, and we are working with 30 tiles. Let's get the calculator. So, 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, 18. So we're working with a 12. The last one will be 12. I mean, I could just like put stuff in. Ooh, that is the sticky point, actually. This 3. So it can connect with there or with the middle. If it connects with the middle, this 4. No, I think I've got a better way to think about it. So the final region is probably going to have to be going through this middle, because you've got like this block between the left and the right hand side. So you could fill in so much But then you're always going to like have leftover bits if you're not careful. So I think it will be something like this, and then this can sort of fill in these gaps like that. Yeah, and that will be 12. 304. Yum yum, that was a nice ice lottie. See if we got a few more of these to put to. Shows up a maximum of 2. Ooh, and Delta and Gemini. So we've got all these little dead ends. Gemini here, maybe? Curves. Okay, so let's say they're 2. This now needs to be a 1. This is a 1. This is a 1. This is a 1. This has to be a 2. That's a 1. That one has to be a 2. So that has to be a 1. That's a 2. One there. That'll be a 2. That'll be a 2. One there. A 2 there. No. 2 and a 1. There we go. Whoop. Oh, big spiral. Range of 3 to 5. So I suppose we start with that. Maybe. Ooh, here's something. So, whether this is 3, 4, or 5, the next region, so let's say it's 3, will be 3. Or if it's 4, it'll be 3. Or if it's 5, it'll be 3. It's always taking up this. So, we'll be able to do the same on this side. And we'll be able to do the same on the ends, I suppose. That one and that. That wasn't as simple as I thought. Means I can't even carry that logic any further because it's sort of like, okay, well, if that ends up being 5, and that ends up being 5, that would be another region. But if it ends up being 3 and 3, then you got this whole extra space you can have. Oh, ooh. Okay. Gemini they're the same shape. Right. So. Yeah, right. That gives me some vital information. So this has to be, based on where it's positioned, it can't just be like 3 in a row. It has to be an L like this. And in fact, yes, it can only be 4. So this has to be at least 4. It can't be 5 because otherwise it's a U shape and you can't fit a U on that Gemini. So this is 4. This is 4. It's either going like that or like that. If this was 5, again, it would be on this Gemini, and now this Gemini, or this side of the Gemini, cannot be this U shape. So this has to be 3. That has to be at least 3. Which now means this can't go to the right because it can't extend down into here. So that goes left and down. This has to come up to here. And then it's either going that way or that way. This now has to fill in this area, otherwise you're left with a 2 that you can't do anything with. So now this has to be a 2x4 L. So the big L. This needs to be at least 3. This could be an L like that. Or it could be an L like that. It's always going to take these 3. You can say the same about this. Taking these 3. This one feels trickier than the 6 I was doing. Oh, I have a bit of information on this Gemini. So this needs to be at least 3 and it can't go around a corner. So it would be at least those 3. It could be 4. Going up and down like that. It's at least 3. This bit on the delta, it can't connect with there because it's too far. But it can't be straight. It needs a kink. It needs a corner. Oh, I think this delta might actually be more useful than I was intending or expecting it to be at this point. So, this 3L is going to have to either stay as a 3L or be a big 5L. I think. It can't be a 5L, 5 long L. Either way, because it would break on the delta. I suppose it could be 4. No, it can't be 4. Wait, can it be 4? It could be 4 that way? Maybe? No, it can't. So, if it goes one way or the other, in fact, if it goes 5, if it is 5, you're going to end up with spaces that can't be filled. So it is 3. This has to go up to fill in that gap. This has to fill in that gap there. This is a 3 to fill in that gap, and that has to complete there. This is now 4, so that makes that 4. This is going to be an ease to 3. Oh no. So, oh no, I haven't. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. So this, that L needs to be that way around, because it can't be the other way around, because then it breaks on this delta. So let me go back a bit, see if I can recover this. So this corner goes up. This now has to go to the left. Right. Which then means this 3 needs to complete the 5 here. This 3 needs to be 5. That would go that way.
64.
Can't do both. Three, 4, 4. Then you're left with 2. So I don't think that can go up. I think that has to go to the left. This could go up or left at this point. This can't be a new region, so that has to go down. So that breaks. I think I've done something wrong. Yeah, there's at least one mistake. Oh, what have I done wrong?
Non-stop comet action will lead to mass destruction. Non-stop comet invasion, an alien sensation. Non-stop comet invasion, an alien sensation. Non-stop comet action will lead to mass destruction.
Oh, I think I might know. I think it's probably that corner. I think I just messed up on that corner. Yes. Okay, cool. Because for whatever reason, I assumed it would be going around the corner, but it wouldn't have to be. It could be like a 3 and a 4. That works fine. Okay. Okay.
Carrying a foreign race, but foreign races can't like me. Dance to the melody.
Pesh Mode remix. Okay, so we can still apply all of the logic that we had been working through at least. It's just that we removed that bit. So let's go back to this. Going up. That again means this can't go up, so it has to go to the left. You're then left with that bit, which needs to be 5 long. But then you end up with the the case of that happening, going around this corner, oh, excuse me, which we know now that breaks. It just breaks if that wraps around the corner. So this can't go up. This has to go to the left. This is now at least a new region. 3. Could be 4. Can't be 5. But that gives us a new region here, based on the logic from right near the start. Because, I mean, let's say it is 5, it would be a new region there. It can't be 5. It has to be at least 4. But no, it's 4. 3 or 4. Which does mean it's both of those. And actually, we know this can't get over to here, so that's at least those 3. Okay. Okay. Coloring's gone all wrong as well. Fix it up a bit. So now we're respecting this. That's fine. This is a little trickier. So as it stands, that works. I think this might always need to be 4, right? Yeah, this was always going to have to be 4, because this can only ever go down 1 more. So that's 4, that's 4. It's not going to be 5. It can't go around the corner on the other side. So that is 4. That is that direction. This completes, well, fills in that spot. This now can't go this way because it can't extend far enough. So that is 4. That goes up and that completes there. Ugh. Why was that one so much harder? Okay, and that's taken us over 2 hours. That's the what? The difficulty I was expecting from the other one. So yeah, we'll leave it there, sure. And we have 2 new rule sets, potentially. I'm not going to look at them now. I'm going to decide at the start of next stream which one we do. So yeah, we'll see. There is probably not going to be a Wednesday stream this week just because the weather is going to be so warm. It's already pretty warm today, but like even with the aircon going, it's going to be a scorcher. So I am thinking probably nothing to Wednesday this week. It is very poop weather. But who knows? Maybe we'll have a massive storm. It will cool right down. And I can have a surprise Wednesday stream. But no, at the moment, it's, yeah, 33 from tomorrow. Even Friday is going to be looking rather warm. Friday. I don't want to miss Mina. I kind of don't want to miss Mina, so I might go through with the heat just for the Friday stream. But yeah, Wednesday I think I'm not going to. Anyway, with all that, thanks everyone for joining. And keep your fingers crossed for a storm if you want a Wednesday stream. Otherwise, I will see you all Friday. Thank you everyone for joining.